formula for change. We all resist change, right? And I didn't know that I went through it, but I did. And you've got this in your packet. And the reason you have this packet, for however much we may fill out here or not, is for you to go back to your places of business, work it, because you'll see how it leads to the 90-day plan. So the dissatisfaction that you feel times the vision of how your life would be different if you made the change, how it would feel, how it would taste, how it would smell, how you would experience it, plus the first step you need to take have to be greater than the resistance to change. If something in this equation is off, you're not going to make the change. Again, I go up and I'm teaching this to the guys up at Boyd's. And they may think they're dissatisfied enough, not when they come back time and time again. So the challenge, as I mentioned, in my job, I was dissatisfied. I was unhappy for 3 years. And I knew the first steps were to quit. For some reason, I'm not wired to go look for another job. I didn't have the vision. Remember, I graduated magna cum laude degree in American history. The devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. As soon as I determined that I just wanted to do something on my own, it was enough for me to make the change. So this formula, you have it in the packet. We're not going to go through it now. You have it in the packet. I suggest that if you have a situation that you want to change and you're not, run yourself through it. Are you really unhappy enough to make the change? Do you see the vision for what would be different? And do you know what the steps are? The first steps are the easiest thing, because you can always ask somebody. We can figure that out pretty quick. The vision is difficult. Again, 20th century, thinking small, scarcity. No one teaches. Imagine if there was a class in elementary school called vision. We're going to teach you how to vision, how to create vision in your life. Imagine doing that with kids, creating real change. Mastery. I think in life, this really is one of the most important things if we're willing to take ourselves through. In my life, I want to have mastery over time, money. And I'm always looking at how do I get to that next step, right? Money and time and knowledge is about leveraging. Now, how do you leverage what you're doing already? How do you increase it? So, yeah, and we do know that where we'll be in 5 years is going to be determined by the people we hang out with and the books that we're reading and the knowledge that we're soaking in. The choice is always ours, guys, right? That's like bottom line. It's whatever we tell ourselves, we're correct. So here are 4 steps to mastery or to genius. Larry introduced me to a book called The Big Leap by Guy Henry. Really interesting book, and he talks about 4 zones. I'm going to break it down a little bit differently, and then I'll share what his 4 zones are. So this is how we learn. First step, and you have this in the packet as well, unconscious incompetency. I don't know what I don't know. Baby doesn't know what the baby doesn't know. From there, we move to competent incompetency. I'm sitting on Dad's lap, my hand's on the wheel, I know I can't drive. From that step, we move...
Conscious.
Conscious. What, did I reverse that?
Conscious.
Conscious incompetency.
Okay.
From conscious incompetency, we go to conscious competency. I'm driving, it's a stick shift, I know I can do it, but I'm aware of it. On a hill, red light, going backwards, going forward, playing with the clutch. And then we go to unconscious competency. Just driving, listen to the radio, talking on the phone, not thinking about that. Real learning in life happens when we're here and we say, now what don't I know? And we take ourselves down back here. Now what don't I know? Now what do I need to learn? What do I need to make? What don't I know about leadership that I need to learn about? If you're willing to take yourself through this process, you're always going to be in a place of mastery, which is a pretty great place to be. Guy Hendricks' book, he talks about the Big Leap. He talks about 4 zones. There's the zone of incompetence. There's the zone of competence, see? There's the zone of excellence. And then there's the zone of genius. And his point is, why don't we play in the zone of genius? Because most of us are somewhere between competency and excellence. Happy. Why? So just a question, you know, kind of that scarcity thing, the dreaming, the visioning big, thinking big. So ask yourselves, how willing are you able to do this? And there's an exercise in the packet where you can actually work it through.